Hi everyone, welcome back to another video with me. Hopefully my face is quite familiar to you by now, probably not with all the wobbling as I've just been moving my kitchen table. I'm Miss Popham and this is my home, and we are doing some online learning together at the moment. We did a couple of maths videos and this week we're doing some art together, and I've really been enjoying doing some collaging with you, which is when we're sticking lots of different materials together to make something new, something different. And we used coloured card and sort of wrapping paper and coloured paper to make flowers in our first session. And yesterday I really enjoyed making some funny faces with pasta and other dried foods. So I said that for today's session you might need some clippings from a newspaper or a magazine, or you might even want to use photographs. Whatever you and whoever's with you at home manage to find will be brilliant. So let's have a look at what else you're going to need for today's activity, so then we're all ready to get started. So what you're going to need for today's activity, either a newspaper, magazine, or some photographs. Ask a grown-up at home what it is that you can use. You're definitely going to need a pair of scissors. Again, make sure that grown-ups with you when you're using those, because they can be quite sharp. Some plain paper, glue, and a pen or a pencil. So I'm going to give you a second to pause here to go and get all your bits together, and then we can get going. So here's what we're going to be doing today in session 3. I've got some different pictures of collaging that people have done with newspapers and magazines here. I've got an elephant, a rainbow, and my particular favourite was the cupcake. So I'm going to have a go at making a cupcake with my magazine cuttings today. And maybe you want to have a go at making a cupcake with me. So I've got all of my bits here together ready. I cut mine out and just popped mine in a little container overnight so that I didn't lose them. And there's lots of different shapes that you might need to think about cutting out to make your picture today. So I'll show you what I mean. So I cut out for the cupcake case, so for the case that it goes in, I've cut out lots of long strips like this. So that might be something that you need to go and do. And then I've got some more curved shapes, some shapes that are a bit more like squares, some bigger ones, as well as some smaller ones, lots of different sizes, got lots of different colours. So you might want to think about that when you're cutting out your bits and getting them ready. So you can either take some time now to cut out some of those things, or you can cut as we go, or you might have already cut some little bits out and been very organised like I tried to be. I've got my glue, PVA glue, and my Pritt stick. I think I'm going to use my Pritt stick more today than my PVA glue. And I'm knocking all sorts of things on the floor already, which is an excellent start. That doesn't bode well for how messy today's activity could be, especially after all the rice and glue I put all over my floor yesterday. I'm having to clean lots in here at the moment, but it's well worth it for all the fun that we're having. So let's have a look at what we're going to need to do first. So I've got my piece of paper ready. And to start off with, I'm going to glue my long strips on to make the shape of my cupcake case. So the bottom of the cupcake case tends to be slightly smaller than the top, and it tends to sort of fan out in some what we call diagonal lines. Now, where's my glue stick gone? There we go, very professional. So there's my glue stick. And if you saw my video on Monday, you know that I quite like to put my glue on first and add on my paper after, rather than gluing all the little bits of paper. I just find that a bit easier. So there's my glue, and then I will start to stick some of my strips on for my cupcake case. That one's a bit big. I just tear that one so it's slightly smaller. There we go. I tried to cut them all so they're more or less the same length. So length means like how long they are. You might have done a bit of measuring in maths at this point, or it might be something you've got to look forward to. We learn about measuring and how long or how short or tall things are. I always quite like teaching measuring in maths. So a few more bits to stick on. I've got a long bit again. If you do have a bit that's too long, you can always, cut it off or tear it off to make it a little bit shorter. Almost done. Last couple of bits over here. You can tell I cut a lot of my bits out of the same page because I haven't got loads and loads of colours. Stick another bit on there. I'm sure you can make yours far more beautiful and colourful than mine. And then I might just stick a little bit along the bottom so it's got a nice straight bit at the bottom. A little bit there, I think, as well, just to finish off. If I can find a shorter bit. There we go. Okay, so there's my cupcake case. So that's the sort of shape that it should be. And now I need to add what's going to be my actual cupcake, which is more of a curved shape. So you might want to, I've given you the option in other videos just to draw the shape to give you a bit of an idea about the area that you need to fill in, the area that you need to stick on. But I like to just go for it and start sticking. So I'm going to do the same again today. But I know that I need that sort of dome, that sort of half circle shape. So I can bear that in mind when I'm doing my sticking. So I'm going to actually draw with my glue that dome. It's a bit like a rainbow, a bit of a half circle shape. And I'm going to stick along that bit first, because that should give me then sort of the outside bit of my cupcake. It doesn't matter if the pieces match, if they're the same or if they're different. That's what's quite nice about doing it with a magazine, is it's so colourful and you get lots of different colours and different pictures to look at, which I think always looks really, really pretty. See what else I've got hiding. Oh, and I've got a number block, which is the number 1. So I'm going to pop him down there as well. Right, so now I've got this sort of dome shape for my cupcake, if you can see, and now I need to fill all of this bit in of my cupcake case. So I'm going to pop some glue in there. I can hear Poppy, my cat, getting very impatient that she can't come in. I might have to open the door in a minute. She might try and come and help us. So there we go. So I've put some glue in there. Now I can fill it in. Some of the different pictures that I've got. And they even put a cherry on top in the one that I showed you the picture of at the beginning. I don't know if I've got a red bit to add on a cherry. I might have a look and see though, because it did look very good. Some characters from Hey Duggee in there that you might recognise. Stick on a bit there. There we go. And I've got a tiny bit here that I might just try and glue some little bits on just to give it that real sort of dome edge. There we go. And then a tiny little bit over there, if I can find the right sort of shape piece. A little bit there. Is it going to stick? Yeah, and then a tiny bit over here. Let's see if I can find a piece that's the right size. This is the only thing when you cut them all beforehand. There's no guarantee you're going to have all of the right sizes. There we go. So that is my cupcake. So here's my cupcake case and the dome. Shall I see if I can find something to be a cherry maybe? Or maybe like a blueberry on top. I've got a blue bit that had a turtle on it. So maybe I'll cut that and I'll add on a blueberry on top of mine. I do like a blueberry muffin. So I'm going to use my scissors really carefully. And I'm going to go round and cut out a circle. Which think about how you're holding your scissors when you're using them. Look at how I'm holding mine. And I've cut out a little blue bit. That's going to be my blueberry. I'll stick my blueberry on over here, I think. And there we go. There is my finished cupcake, even with added blueberry. So you might have chosen to do a cupcake as well. You might want to do a cupcake with me, but then another time you might have a go at collaging something else, like we saw the elephant, what was the other one? And a rainbow as well. So there's lots and lots of different things that you can do with this technique, with these materials, and I really like that. I like how colourful it is. This might be my favourite one so far this week. You'll probably spot my flower in the background. I'm not sure where my pasta face has gone. Hopefully nobody's tried to eat it. So yeah, so here's my finished cupcake. You can either, if you haven't had a go yet, you could go back through and pause along the way, along the different steps to do it at the same time that I did, or you might be happy now you've had a watch just to get on and have a go. Either way, I hope you enjoy making this one as much as I did. I'm pleased with this one. So for tomorrow's video, we are going to be doing some seasonal collage, and I don't know what season you're watching this in, but for me making it, it's autumn now, which is my favourite season because I like, you know, Halloween and pumpkins and pumpkin spiced lattes. If you don't know what they are, your grown-ups probably do. So it's my favourite season. So I'm going to go out and be collecting some leaves this evening and some sticks, maybe some acorns, conkers, twigs, that sort of thing. And we're going to use those to maybe make some leaf and some stick people tomorrow. You might know the Stickman story, a little bit like Stickman. So you might want to either, if you've got a garden, you might want to go out and see what you can find so that you're ready for tomorrow. Or you might want to go on a walk to your local park or just down the road around the houses and see what you can find to use in tomorrow's video. But I look forward to seeing you then, and until then, enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.